So I just wanted to tell you guys about a little tip that I found really useful. The first thing you're going to need is a length of paracord, and this is the one that I always use for my gear rack. The second thing, which is optional, but that I really like, is a poncho. And ponchos are amazing things. I mean, you can use them for shelter, you can use them if it starts raining to keep yourself dry, but one of my favourite things to use it for, especially in the winter, is as a cover for my gear rack, and also it acts as a bit of a windbreak too. First things first, set up the line of paracord. I'm going to do that now. So as you can see, I've tied my piece of paracord on this end, and I already have knots pre-tied on here, and you'll see why later, but these are going to act to stop my gear sliding left and right if the tension on the line gets heavier. So I'm just going to finish this knot off here. And obviously you want the rack to be as level as possible so your stuff's not all sliding all over the place. I can't remember what this knot is called, but it's where you, I think it's called the tarp line or something, where you pull it back on itself to get it nice and tight. And that's nice and sturdy, and then it's a nice quick release knot there as well, so I can just yank this and take it down. So that's nice and taut. That's taut enough for my gear to start going on. A lot of guys talk about segmenting their gear into, you know, smaller packs. So I find it really useful too, because it keeps everything organized. So you can see in this one I've got another poncho and some warm clothes. So that can go on here. And then this one here, I've got my cookware and my morale kit. Get that one on too. The nice thing about this setup, guys, as well, is once you've emptied all the stuff out your bag, you can then just clip your bag on as well to keep that off the ground, and then all your stuff's just a bit more organized now. Things like my cook kit and my gloves and my tools and stuff that I'm going to need regularly, I can just unclip them, do my cooking and whatnot, and then once I'm done, I can just then clip it back on. So where the poncho comes in handy, guys, is this is all good, but if it starts to rain or it starts to snow, it's going to get wet. So I like to just chuck this over the top. And these ponchos, are really amazing. They come with all these little tie-off points, you can see. So I can just tie off with a hitch on this side. So when it's not raining or the weather's good, obviously you can keep all your gear here, and this acts as a bit of a windbreak, and we're going to have our fire down here for tonight, and this will kind of act as a little bit of a fire reflector too, to keep the heat aiming towards the shelter a little bit. And maybe I'll sit down in front of this, and if the weather does come in and it starts to snow or rain, you can just flip the poncho over the top, and it has these little poppers. You can see this has these little poppers on the side, and you can just popper it down, and obviously my sleeping bag's not going to be there overnight. I'm going to be sleeping in it, but anything you do have is going to be pretty well protected from the elements. And even if it's blowing a gale, this is just going to really keep all your stuff dry and safe. And then when you want to access it again, you can just pop it open and away you go. So anyway, just a little tip, camp hack that we thought you might like.